Well, good morning, everybody. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do a full video on this restoration for the young man that it's going to. And by the time I post it up, it will already be in his hands. I just want him to see what all went into his knife. Now, his dad brought this to me to do for him, so that's that. Now, this is the one that had the shrink wrap on it I showed a while back. The leather is rotten, so we're going to remove the leather first, as much as I can with my hand, which is all of it probably. A little tough right there. All you got to do is rotten leather, just tap it with a hammer and it'll come right off of there. Like that. One more piece right there. There we go. Now this cap here, this is steel, has to come off of there. I don't think that's leather. Oh, that's the steel. Okay, and the way these are put on, they're put on there, and I've already ground the end off. I forgot to show you that, but it's braided over that holds it down. Little tiny brad. Now this will not come off, even ground down, without some of this rust being off of it. Knock some of it off, and I'm going to spray it down with some WD-40. Let it soak for a little bit, then I'll come back to it and tap it off with there. Same way with this, the finger guard. And there's a steel washer right there. Now all these, whether they are Vietnam era, whether they are more modern, they're all built to the same specs. Most of them I've ever seen are made by Camillus, and I'm not sure who made this one. It's usually on the sheath, and the sheath is rotted and destroyed basically. So I'm going to rebuild it too, using a little couple of parts off of it, but we'll get to that after we get to the knife. Now I'm going to spray it down with WD like I said, and when I get ready to try to take it off of there later today, we'll take a look at that. Alright, this has been soaking for most of the day. Let's see if we can tap it out. I've got it outside because I don't want to get oil and stuff all over my workbench if I don't have to. And we're going to put it right here on this little chisel. Give it a couple of taps. Okay, it's moving, but this chisel is actually a little bit too big. Let me grab something else. Hang on. Alright, sorry about that. Got a little center punch here. Might work better. Okay, it's moving pretty good. I'm just going to keep tapping. Now this is loose in the vise. It's not clamped. It's just loose. And there it comes. Alright, that piece is off. Let's go ahead and get the washer off of there. doing something like this, don't just wail on it and beat on it. Just tap it easy. Alright, there's the washer. And there's the blade. Now, I'm going to set it right here. Same thing. Tap real easy. Let's see what I'm doing here. Just tap easy. It's moving off of there. See how it's coming? Now all this rust is still there, which is causing a problem. So now I've got to get this rust off of here before it'll slide off. And a project like this, you do not rush. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean the oil off. That WD-40 I put on there, I'm going to clean that off, all the parts. And the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to let it soak overnight in vinegar. And that will eat that rust off of there. I'd rather eat the rust off than I had to grind it off, because I don't want to take any more material off of here than I absolutely have to. Now let me get me a jar to put some vinegar in, clean this off, and I'll show you what it looks like before it sits overnight. Now I'm going to clean the oil off that I sprayed on there with some carburetor cleaner, which works very well, and plus I have some, so that's what we're going to do. Y'all ever watch them restoration channels? Odd Tinkering, Awesome Restorations. I love them channels. I just love them guys. They do great work, and if you really watch them, you can learn a lot. Okay, I ain't making fun of them guys. I'm just thought it'd be funny. Alright, I'm going to put this inside the shop because it's supposed to get down to freezing tonight. And let it soak overnight, and maybe it'll eat enough of that rust off of there to where I can clean it off good and get that finger guard off of there. Because the restoration on this one is 100% full speed ahead. We're going to do it all. Alright, I'll see y'all in a day or two with some more of this project. Well, good afternoon. We're back. This is actually the next day. This has soaked for over 24 hours in the vinegar. Hit this chisel, see if it knock some of that off of there. It's very cold out here. I'm going to try to do this pretty fast. The wind is screaming. And the vinegar didn't work as well as it normally would, probably because it was so cold. I've got gas heat in the shop, and I'm not going to leave it on overnight. There we go. Let's see if we can get it off of there. Should be soft enough. Let's move this camera right over here. Now, put that right there. Whoops, hang on. Calm down, it'll be alright. Let's see, where'd my little punch go? It's not out here. See if we can use this. That's not gonna work. Hang on, plan B. Alright, put this little punch on here. Maybe the camera won't fall over. Alright, there's the washer off. There we go. Now, that's still caked on there pretty good, but the biggest of it is off. Biggest of it's off of here. And here, I can do this by hand. Get the rest of it off inside where it's warm. Now, let's see, let's look over here. I'm not going to try to reuse that vinegar. You can, but I'm just not going to. It's $1 and something a gallon. No big deal. I'm thrifty, but I'm not cheap. Don't you say it. You know who I'm talking to. Alright, that looks pretty good. Now, where did my sink drain go? There it is. Now, just for general information, I had people ask me about cleaning fish in this sink after I do all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I always have. But I have recently added, getting sidetracked here. Down here I've added a new double stainless steel sink that I picked up at the Goodwill store of all places. And that will be the fish cleaning area down there from now on. I already have a faucet that I think works still to put in there. I got to get the pipes and plumb it and all that, but that'll be a different video, different project. A little bit of soapy water. Man, that's cold. Wire brush. Now all this will be polished and buffed in the ends. And gun blued. How good that come out? That vinegar was sure enough to take off the rust. I've also, during the day today, did some grinding, some blade etching, some heat treating on 6 or 7 more blades, I think. I just wanted to, while they're cooling, it just came out of the forge, so they're cooling, I'll get them cleaned up, ready to heat treat. Ready to temper. Just wanted to go back to this for just a few minutes. The wind chill has been in the 30s all day. And the humidity is way up there. That's why I'm stammering. It's so cold. But 2 months from now, we'll be wishing we had this cold. A little rinse. Now, back in the shop. I'll put this on the grinder and finish cleaning off that little bit of rust that's left. And we will move on to the next step. Oh, it's cold. Alright, we'll get ready to put this back together. And this piece here, I'm going to put on, and I'm going to put some solder on it. Just to fill up the gap. It'll have a little bit of structure to it, a little bit of strength, but the real strength will come when I epoxy all the leather back down and compress it and all that. Now this is not going to get this hot enough to hurt the blade. Just want to warm it first a little bit. Put a little bit of flux on it. So I'm the same with this piece here. Just get it a little bit warm. Can you see that? Just a little bit warm before I put it on there. Flex that just a little bit, that should be plenty. Slide it down on there. Just a little bead there. Now I am not the best solderer in the world, guarantee you. See there? Times like this I wish my father-in-law was here still. He was a plumber and pipe fitter, and he was excellent at doing this kind of thing. Got a dot right there. that gap filled up. One more little gap over here. If I can get that one, we'll be okay. Right there. There we go, right there. Now I'll clean the excess off when it dries and cools off a little bit. Then this washer will go down. It'll be held by the epoxy and all that. I just don't want this to be moving around while I'm trying to get everything set. If that makes any sense. Now all them other blades are in the tempering oven. Did not get as far as I wanted to today, but that's alright too. There we go. That's how you do that. Now it'll probably be tomorrow before I get back on this. It's getting late in the day. And I'm going to go sit in my chair here very, very shortly. Waiting on something in the mail. Sort of nervous about it because it's coming from China. But been 3 weeks now. It should be here pretty soon. And we'll see all that later on too. I'm gonna file that solder down. Smooth. Now we don't care what this looks like at this point because most of it's going to be covered with the washer and then the leather, the handle itself. Very gentle. Washer will sit right on it like that. A little bit more off here. This is going to be a long video. Well, let's see what we got. There we go, right there. I don't see any daylight. Maybe, nope. That's it. There we go. Now, I'll start cutting leather and be back on it tomorrow. I said that last time, didn't I?